Okay, so Meta just dropped this Llama 3.2 update,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, the tech world is buzzing.
Yeah.
Especially, anyone interested in the future of AI.
Yeah. And for good reason.
Right.
This isn't just, some incremental update.
Oh, absolutely not. We've been digging into the official announcements from Meta, plus we found this really in-depth article.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to,
Yeah.
wade through all the jargon.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack here.
There is. I
Let's
mean,
go.
first off, the growth of Llama in just a year. 10
Decade.
times the downloads.
It's incredible.
That's wild. What's behind this surge?
Well, it's more than just hype, that's for sure. I think Meta's commitment to open source with Llama is a huge factor. And with
Yeah.
3.2, it seems like they're doubling down on that approach.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a big deal for developers and really anyone interested in this tech.
Okay, so for those who might not be familiar, can you break down this whole open source thing for us? What's the big deal?
Sure. So think of it like this. Instead of a company like Meta keeping its AI tech, under lock and key, they're essentially sharing the blueprint with the world. Anyone can take that blueprint, which is Llama 3.2, and build on it, modify it, use it for their own projects.
Wow.
It really levels the playing field in AI development, and it
Yeah.
fosters innovation from some pretty unexpected places.
So less big tech control.
Yeah,
More power to the people.
exactly. It's like the Wild West of AI development
Yeah.
out there right now. And Llama 3.2 just threw open the saloon doors.
I love that.
But, here's where it gets really interesting. The sizes of these new models
Mhm.
and what they can do.
Right, because we're not just talking about text anymore. Llama 3.2 has gotten visual.
Absolutely. The 11B and 90B models are what we call multimodal, meaning they can understand and process both text and images.
Wow.
That's a big leap forward.
It's huge.
Imagine showing an AI a complex medical image, right? Like an
Yeah.
X-ray, and it can actually analyze it, identify potential issues, even compare it to millions of other images instantly. That's the potential here.
Wow, that's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So you're saying that now with these larger models, you could have a doctor in a remote village, thousands of miles from a hospital,
Yeah.
using their phone to get near-instant analysis of medical images.
Mhm.
Talk about democratizing healthcare.
Precisely. And here's the kicker. These new open source models are already surpassing some of the closed models in terms of accuracy, even with image analysis. It's really turning heads in the tech world. It shows how quickly open source development can catch up and potentially even surpass what the big players are doing behind closed doors.
That is seriously impressive. But let's talk about how this actually works in practice, right? I mean, AI models, especially these really powerful ones, they need a ton of computing power, don't they? Not everyone's walking around with a supercomputer in their pocket.
You're absolutely right, which is why the smaller sizes of Llama 3.2 are so revolutionary.
Okay.
We're talking 1B and 3B parameter models designed to run on your phone or other edge devices. This means you don't need a massive data center to use them.
So no more waiting for your data to be sent to the cloud, processed, and sent back. Everything happens locally on your device.
Exactly. Faster response times, more personalized experiences, and this is huge, increased data privacy. All your data stays on your device, which is a really big deal in an age of data breaches and privacy concerns,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got these incredibly powerful and more accessible AI models running locally on our devices. But how do we actually build apps and tools using this technology? That's where Llama Stack comes in, right?
Yeah, you got it. Llama Stack is kind of like handing developers this brand new set of tools. Specifically for building with Llama, it standardizes the development process, which I know that might sound kind of boring, but it's actually a huge deal.
Okay, so less technical jargon.
Mm-hmm.
More real-world impact.
Yeah.
What does this standardization actually mean for someone like me? Or,
Mm-hmm.
someone who's excited about AI but doesn't know how to code?
It means that we could see those AI-powered apps that we've been talking about, like hitting the market much faster. Imagine you're a doctor and you want to use Llama 3.2's image analysis to help diagnose patients remotely, right? Instead of having to build the entire AI infrastructure from scratch. You could use these pre-built tools and components from Llama Stack, saving, potentially months, maybe even years of development time.
So it's like instead of having to build your own house brick by brick,
Mm-hmm.
you're given this set of prefab modules that you can just easily assemble. You still have flexibility to customize and design, but it just streamlines the whole process.
Exactly. And because Llama Stack is designed with interoperability in mind, all these different AI tools and platforms can seamlessly communicate and work together. And that just, it fosters collaboration and accelerates the pace of innovation even further.
And this isn't just hypothetical either, right? Big players in the tech world, like AWS, Dell, They're already integrating Llama Stack into their platforms. That's a pretty clear signal that they see the potential here.
Absolutely. That type of industry support is really crucial for this kind of widespread adoption. It lends credibility to the technology, and it encourages more developers to jump on board and start building. The more people building with Llama Stack, the more innovative applications we'll see. It's kind of a snowball effect.
Okay, so we've covered the incredible potential of Llama 3.2. Its open source nature, the groundbreaking smaller models, the power of Llama Stack. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? We have to talk about the ethical considerations here. We're talking about some seriously powerful AI here, some of which can now run locally on our devices. That's a whole new world, right? With a whole new set of questions.
It is. It's uncharted territory in a lot of ways. And it's exactly why these kinds of discussions are so important. We need to be thinking about the potential downsides, even as we're, celebrating all these amazing advancements.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For example, one of the big selling points of Llama 3.2, especially those smaller models, is this enhanced data privacy. All the processing happens on your device, not in some, far-off data center. But that also means less oversight.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the double-edged sword of on-device AI. It's great for privacy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it also raises these questions about control and accountability. If everyone has the potential to run powerful AI on their phone, how do we prevent misuse? How do we make sure that these models are being used responsibly?
It's like giving everyone this incredibly powerful tool. In the right hands, amazing things can happen. But in the wrong hands, it could do some serious damage.
Exactly. And that's where I think that's where the open source nature of Llama becomes even more crucial. Meta seems to have recognized this, and they've released what they're calling Llama Guard 3 alongside this update.
Okay, Llama Guard. We touched on this earlier, but for those who might have missed it, can you remind us what this is all about? How does it fit into this whole conversation about ethical AI?
Sure. Think of Llama Guard 3 as a sophisticated safety protocol that's built right into Llama 3.2. It acts like a filter, basically, analyzing the data that's going into the AI model, and then also the output that it produces. The goal is to catch and mitigate any harmful content biases, anything that could potentially have these negative consequences.
So it's like having this built-in watchdog that's always on the lookout for anything, shady, whether it's intentional or not.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a critical layer of protection, especially when you're talking about AI that's this powerful and this accessible.
It definitely sounds like Meta is trying to be proactive here, building in these safeguards from the get-go.
They are. And they've even developed this lightweight version of Llama Guard, specifically for the 1B model, the one that's designed for mobile and edge devices, which I think really demonstrates their commitment to, prioritizing these ethical considerations, even with the smaller, more accessible models.
Yeah, it's almost like they're anticipating potential issues and trying to get ahead of them, which is a good thing because we can't just rely on, good intentions.
Exactly. You're right. Technology often outpaces our ability to fully predict its impact. But I think by making Llama 3.2 open source, Meta is really encouraging collaboration and transparency. It's like they're saying, hey, here's the blueprint. Let's all work together to build this thing responsibly.
That's a great point. It's not about, locking down the technology or being afraid of its potential. It's about fostering a global conversation, getting everyone involved in shaping a future where AI is, a force for good.
Exactly. And that's a conversation that needs to involve everyone, not just, the tech experts. The decisions we make today about AI are going to have, far-reaching consequences. We need to be thinking about its impact on our economy, our society, our very humanity.
It's a lot to process. But I think that's why these deep dives are so important. We need to stay informed. We need to be asking these tough questions.
Yeah.
And we need to be, actively engaged in shaping this future together.
I couldn't agree more.
So there you have it, Llama 3.2. It isn't just another tech upgrade. It's a glimpse into a future where AI is more powerful, more accessible, and potentially more transformative than ever before. The question is, what role will you play in shaping that future? Something to think about as we all, navigate this brave new world of AI. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep exploring.